The DAJJAL Antichrist system is already here. It is not fully implemented yet, but it is here now. It is alive and kicking. You may say to yourself, what is this thing, the DAJJAL Antichrist system? Well, to make a long story short, it is a totalitarian system of control, a one world government that will emerge probably after World War III. And everything seems to indicate that it will have its headquarters in Jerusalem. So who's behind this? Well, the answer is the pro-Kaiser false flag Operation American Empire, of course. We're talking here about a one world government, one political agenda, one army, one religion, a genderless society, no race, and very important, one global digital currency. Now, the confused citizens of this secular system of control will be enhanced by technology beyond our wildest dreams. We're talking here about intellectual and physiological enhancement by merging humans with artificial intelligence. We're talking here about transhumanism, a phenomenon that will redefine morality as we know it. We're talking here about a new era of exo-womb ectogenesis. It will be a revolution. Now, when this system is fully implemented, everyone will be plugged into a super quantum computer that will be able to predict your behavior based on past choices. Privacy will pretty much become something of the past. The military ruling caste in this surveillance state, the so-called threat assessment team, they will be able to see your very thoughts in a computer screen. It will be impossible to rebel against the artificial intelligence DAJJAL Antichrist system. And keep in mind that at that time, the general public, which is going to be unarmed, of course, will be monitored at all times, 24/7. At that time, if you have a thought that is considered to be out of line, if you even have a thought that, that is something that they don't approve of, something that is considered to be out of line, you will be treated as a potential criminal. You will be labeled as a deplorable, a degenerate, pretty much an outcast. You will become, what people know as a targeted individual, a victim of an inhumane long-term surveillance program that is designed to destroy you emotionally and psychologically, a program designed to obliterate every aspect of your life. We're talking here about a slow kill program, a takedown program. The targeted individual phenomenon is here already. Targeted individuals or human test subjects are unjustly and systematically harassed in an organized fashion by what I call slaves of the order, the obedient herd that is aligned with the interests of the matrix control system. These are people that are recruited by law enforcement. They are known as citizens on patrol or as surveillance role players. They are pretty much at the service of the multi-headed hydra, meaning the establishment. They will bombard the isolated target with negative environmental stimuli and dark neurolinguistic programming all the time, non-stop, 24/7, This is a endless psychological torture, This phenomenon is known as organized stalking or community-oriented policing. The idea is to cause a nervous breakdown, to destroy the isolated target emotionally and psychologically, a slow kill program. As a targeted individual, you will be blacklisted from society. You will be discredited, isolated, with no support system, demonized. People, your social circle, your family members and your friends, they will be told that you're a terrorist, a national security risk, a drug dealer, a murderer, a wife beater, a rapist, a child molester, etc. All kinds of despicable things. The idea is to destroy your public image. The more people hate you, the more they will harass you, in an organized fashion in order to mess you up mentally, psychologically, and emotionally. And who exactly is behind this phenomenon? Well, this is not simple. Basically, one could say that the who is behind this is a deep state criminal cabal that is shielded from legal culpability. It doesn't matter if you call it, you know, the Council of Foreign Relations, the Central Intelligence Agency, the Defense Intelligence Agency, the Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the National Security Agency, the Department of Homeland Security, the police, private security contractors, etc. These entities, they're one big happy family. They are integrated, and they work through community groups such as InfraGard, Citizens Corps, and Neighborhood Watch. This is how they recruit civilians of all types of social status, in order to harass the targeted individual in an organized fashion. And once you're a targeted individual, once you've been placed in the program, forget about corporate media, forget about attorneys. They will not be able to help you. They will not want to help you because they know that law enforcement is behind the organized stalking program, and they don't want to mess, with the FBI, with the CIA, the police. They don't want to mess with those people, And like I said, this is a takedown program, a character assassination program designed to destroy every aspect of the targeted individual's life. No wonder that so many targeted individuals have committed suicide. Horrible. The secret surveillance apparatus. They will use their military brain mapping technology against you, hoping to modify you against your will. We're talking about mind rape pretty much. They will weaponize your very biofrequency. Your DNA molecule will act as an email address. This means that someone in a fusion center sitting in front of a computer will be able to insert thoughts, words, phrases, images, impulses, dream videos, etc. into your psyche, into the psyche of the targeted individual. They can also use this classified technology in order to deprive you of sleep. They can cause a heart attack. They can inflict pain in any part of your physical body. They can use this otherworldly technology in order to cause molestation effects in the genital area, etc. They can do all kinds of things with this traceless classified technology. We're talking here about black magic at the governmental level pretty much. So yes, these devils in positions of authority, these people in intelligence operation coordination centers, they are out of control. And guess what? Nobody's gonna do shit to them. They can get away with whatever the hell they want to do. So in the near future, they will be able to completely manipulate brainwaves in order to cause severe atrophy and total personality disintegration. We're talking about, a perfected breakdown tactic on the human will. So this whole organized stalking program, targeted individual phenomenon, on one hand, you as a targeted individual, you are constantly harassed in an organized fashion 24/7 everywhere you go, by all these civilians that are recruited by law enforcement. This is done in order to cause a nervous breakdown. They want you to end up institutionalized so that your credibility is gone. Basically, we're talking about, they're blasting your psyche. They want to destroy you mentally, psychologically, and emotionally. On the second hand, once you end up in a psychiatric institution, this is part of the character assassination program. You're gonna be medicated against your will. They're gonna give you psychiatric drugs that have serious, and I mean serious, side effects. Like for example, severe insomnia, and some of these drugs can cause erectile dysfunction too. I mean, I'm talking about chemicals that basically mess with your hormones. And then, as if all this shit is not enough, these people in positions of authority, they have access to this sophisticated classified technology that can pretty much fuck your mind and fucking do, they can do whatever the hell they want to do. I mean, as far as this otherworldly brain mapping technology, that can cause, severe atrophy. So once this political system, that I have described here so far, is fully implemented, there will be no escape. You know what I mean? If they don't like you, they could just go ahead, click, and that's it. They can do whatever the hell they want to do to you. Really horrible, right? Now you might be saying, so how come this guy knows all this shit? I'm talking about me here. Well, Nisin Lopez, I have been a targeted individual here in the United States for many years now. In January of 2011, I realized that I was being unjustly and systematically harassed in an organized fashion by civilians that were obviously being recruited by law enforcement, by the police. And, I have experienced pretty much all the phases and levels of the program. It is clear to me that law enforcement, the FBI, all these people, they are behind this program. This is a non-therapeutic, non-consensual human experimentation. Thank you very much for your time.